All right, as the late musical playwright Mbongeni Ngema's funeral service is today, we now go live to Durban and we have SABC News anchor Bongiwe Zwane, who is on standby to tell us what's expected today. Very good morning to you, Bongiwe. Thank you so much for joining us. Where exactly are you and what's expected today?
A very good morning to you, Simpiwe, and our viewers as well. We're coming to you live from the Durban ICC. And where I am standing, Simpiwe, I'll step out of shot just for a bit. This is where the cortege, the vehicles that will be carrying the body, will stop. And this particular exit or entrance point will be where the body will be coming through. And the coffin, as soon as it comes through, it will then be walking. In fact, they will be walking with it through this path. And as they walk with it through this path, they will be entering the Durban ICC, where I'm almost certain that there will be a number of people already who have started arriving, who will then be waiting for it. Now, this, as we know, Simpiwe, is a special provincial official funeral category 2. It has some police elements in it, and at the same time, this is a funeral that can be designated by the president at the request of the premier. And we know that the playwright was much loved the world over. You think about the 9th of May, for example, in Harlem, in New York, being declared Dumagandlovu and Mbongeni Ngema Day. And this is in honor of the contribution that they've made to the creative, arts sector. And there's a lot of people who are expected to be coming through here as soon as the funeral gets underway at around 9 this morning. We are expecting, of course, quite a lot to be taking place, a number of dignitaries as well. But I am not going to be the one that's going to be giving you the lay of the land and how the program is going to go. I have with me Abbey Mokoe, who is the spokesperson of the family, just to give us a bit more details about what is expected to happen this morning. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mokoe.
You're welcome. Hi, Bungi.
Let's start then with talking about who are we expecting to be in attendance and also the order of proceedings.
There's going to be quite a lot of people here, Bungi, but above all, the most important thing, I think, the artists, the industry representatives, participants are going to be here. And as you are aware, this provincial state funeral category 2. So there's going to be quite a lot of government people. You expect that the minister is going to speak, but the eulogy is going to be delivered by the premier of the province, KZN, because this is a provincial state funeral.
Is this Minister Zizikodwa?
This Minister Zizikodwa is going to speak, but the eulogy will be delivered by the premier of the province.
Let's talk about the preparations on the family side. Is everything wrapped up? Will they be on their way on time?
Oh, yes. They should be here in the next hour, led, of course, by the chief mourner, Magumede, who is the widow of Mbongeni Ngema, and, of course, his son, Africa. But the rest of the clan, Ngema clan, will be here. So I'm only doing what I've been requested to do, to speak on behalf of the family. There will be other people who does the same, and I'm sure they will be available for you in the coming hours.
We saw a visibly distraught Magumede at the memorial service, especially when her letter was being read to her husband, her tribute. And she was talking about, the wonderful times they shared together, but also the pain that she feels on a day like the memorial service. But I'm sure today it's going to be even tougher to say goodbye to her husband. How is she doing?
It's a very difficult thing, and it's a very challenging time for Magumede. There's no doubt about that. I was very fortunate to work with both of them when they were doing the production of Lion of the East in Mpumalanga. And Magumede herself, she may be Mbongeni Ngema's wife, but she's also a professional. She's a choreographer, and I watched her work with Ngema, and you wouldn't tell that they were a married couple on set. But they worked so well together. So they were both colleagues, and they were, of course, a married couple. So I think the pain ran deeper because of those kind of dynamics. So I'm not surprised that her loss is more than meets the eye.
Let's talk about the family. As you speak for them, we've seen quite a lot of reports and suggestions that they're pulling in different directions. We even spoke to, the brother, Ngema, about his final resting place, because there were some who were concerned saying they want him to be buried in Kwati. There are others who were saying here today, and he was saying that it's going to be the Durban ICC. Is that still the case? Is the family in one accord?
Look, there were a number of considerations. There were actually others who were saying he should be buried at the farm in Malmouth. But ultimately, Ngema no longer belongs to the Ngema family alone. He has become a national asset. He has become an internationalist. Let's be honest, for him to be buried somewhere in almost in obscurity or relative obscurity, I think it doesn't make sense. Ultimately, the decision was let him go to the Heroes Acre, where everybody in the country who wants to access his final resting place can do. And I think it's a good thing because Ngema has transcended the family boundaries, the province of KZN. He lived in Gauteng for many, many years. He lived in New York. He lived in Japan. He lived in Australia. He was in Europe through work. So Ngema is no longer an exclusive preserve of the Ngema family or the clan, if you like. And for that reason, I think the right decision was reached that he must be laid to rest at the Heroes Acre.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mokoe. Do appreciate your time. We'll talk to you throughout the course of the day. Simpiwe, that is pretty much how things will unfold this morning, but we'll take it back to you for now, and we will catch up with you just as we're waiting for some of the dignitaries to start arriving.
All right, Bongiwe, thank you so much. We'll definitely touch base with you a little later on.